The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users, on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated across the United States into an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to the show. Well, as we all know, Barack Obama is the president-elect of the United States of America, and he promised change. But what kind of change did he promise? What kind of promises did he make that he can't just, with the wave of the arm, cause to occur? And what kind of changes should he not be making? Everybody is trying to tell this new administration what they think about that, and I want to know what you think. Let me throw a couple of points out your way. We are hearing from the transition team. There was a news conference yesterday in which it was suggested that by executive order, meaning he does not need the consent of Congress to do these things, he will likely remove restrictions on embryonic stem cell research. What do you think about that? Good or bad? He will close the Guantanamo detention center, Guantanamo Bay, and cause for there to be court cases, hearings on the detainees in public view, I guess, here in the United States. And he will lift the prohibition on funding family planning organizations that perform or advocate abortions overseas. Now, that prohibition was put in by Ronald Reagan, lifted by Bill Clinton, reinstated by George W. Bush, and now probably going to be lifted again by Barack Obama. On my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, let me read your comments, share this with you. The first thing is not to expect Obama to solve all the nation's problems in 4 years, but if he can get health care, pull the troops out of Iraq, like he said, go to Afghanistan, like he said, and get bin Laden, because this country will never heal until that's done. Also, closing Guantanamo Bay will restore human rights and get some of our dignity back. We also need to put more security around our borders. That's one comment. Well, what do you guys all think about the above? His transition team, by the way, 450 people. There are more than 100 departments and agencies that they are looking at. The Bush administration has agreed to cooperate fully with the incoming Obama administration and have offered to allow members of the transition team to shadow members of the Bush administration as they evaluate what is done in the various departments. They're going to start publishing the names of aides maybe as early as next week, Monday, who will be doing that kind of review of the current agencies. Now, let me just throw one thing in about Barack Obama's judgment in selecting advisors, because this is sort of related. Remember Sam Nunn? He used to be the U.S. Senator out of Georgia, an expert on nuclear proliferation. In fact, he opposed nuclear proliferation. He was a senior informal Pentagon advisor to the Obama transition team. He also sits on the board of General Electric. You know, we bring good things to life: light bulbs, refrigerators, nuclear plants, including providing critical infrastructure, nuclear infrastructure equipment to, can I get a drum roll, please? Iran. That's right, an American corporation. How they did that, I don't know. He's been on the board of General Electric since 1997 after he stepped down from 4 terms representing Georgia in the Senate. What do you think about that? That this guy has the president's ear. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Brian in Florida. Brian, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Good afternoon, Gary. Hi, everybody. Couple things. I think the Guantanamo Bay announcement, I think it's critical. I think that we, as a country, have really lost our reputation with our allies, only strengthened it with those that are not too fond of us already. I'm hoping that they can do something with health care. And as you saw Paulson today, I guess, in my view, sort of trying to hijack money and get back to, I'm Paulson, you're not, I'll spend it how I want. It has to be handed out responsibly with a clear plan on what the people are going to do with it. I think AIG has shown what these companies will do if we just write them a check. And real quickly, if I may, the job market is like so bad. I don't know the answer, but they've got to make it so people can keep their housing and jobs have to be available. I've been looking for like 4 months now. It's just brutal. And the taxes all aside, you can't pay taxes if you're not even in the job market. That's number one to me. That's a lot for them to address, but I hope for our country, Guantanamo is number one.
Yeah, things are a mess. I don't know if you know about this, but Bloomberg, not the mayor, but his company, Bloomberg Limited, the Bloomberg News folks have sued the Fed. They want to know how the $2 trillion is being spent that is being backed by the American people, and what we've had to put up for collateral. You and